Good evening, Canes fans. Peter Ariz here bringing you a special edition of the Canes Insight Instant Reaction Podcast. Miami Hurricanes basketball Jay Lucas era is officially underway. They've played 6 games this year. They've played some games now, right? They've played technically now they have played 8 games here. I said 6, 8 games. They've won 6. But this was not going to call this a signature win. Definitely not a signature win just yet. But the Miami Hurricanes, let me tell you something. Last night, if you watched the game against BYU, a top 10 team in the country, you saw a team that battled, that competed, that offensively was not there yet. Really made it tough on BYU, one of the best offensive teams in the country, I think the 4th best offensive team in the country, a top 5, top 10 consensus offensive team in the country. Miami made it very tough on them. Could not convert on the offensive side of the ball. Tonight, Miami played a Georgetown team that has beaten Maryland, that has beaten Clemson. Tough loss last night against Dayton in overtime. But tonight, the Miami Hurricanes get the job done. And let me tell you something, defensively, holding Georgetown to 21 of 59 from the field. So 36% from the field, 27% from 3. And Miami only took 10 3-point shots tonight, made 6 of them. But Miami as a team shooting 59% from the field, 30 of 51, really getting to the basket, taking smart shots. Malik Renew, phenomenal job tonight, 19 points in the first half, 23 points overall. True Washington, very efficient night offensively for Miami, continues to get into certain areas in the paint and find his open spots. Ernest Ude, I think, again, the box score does not show what this guy does for Miami. 11 rebounds tonight for the Hurricanes. Trey Donaldson want the ball in his hands. You know, I think you just feel confident with him having the ball in his hands. Really good ball handler. A guy who shot 6 for 11 from the field tonight, 13 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. But to me, just really confident on the ball, and someone who, with that football background, you know is going to be tough. Will take a hit. Will also defend. Very, very, very tough on the other side of the ball. And look, Miami wins this game by 13. Really could have been more. They're up by 21 at halftime. Let Georgetown kind of come back into it there at the end. Not great in terms of breaking that pressure there. Not very assertive there, I would say. And I think Jay Lucas is definitely going to – this is a perfect situation for Jay Lucas and this Miami coaching staff, because you win the game by 13 against a very quality opponent that should be in the mix to be in the tournament in March. And you still have a lot of teaching, learning moments, right? So Dante Allen, I think, another one who – box score wise, if you're just looking at what he did on the box score, 26 minutes, 4 points, 5 assists, made a lot of good decisions. So the assists will stick out, but someone who, with the ball in his hands, I feel comfortable. I don't think he's all the way there yet in terms of his confidence, but it is continuing to get better game by game. Noam Dovrat, really want to give him a shout out. The Israeli sniper, he called in a drone shot. He hit 2 threes, 2 for 2 from the field, but that second one he hit from distance, man. Shout out to Noam Dovrat. Another guy with Timote Malovic. Timote, 6 minutes, didn't get a shot off, but you want to continue to see these guys get confidence. Salihan Tuntaj, the Turkish, the old Turk in there, man. I mean, you got to give him credit, continuing to be a big body. 3 rebounds, not some 4 points. It's not going to be something that sticks out. But if you're watching this game, you know that his presence inside made a difference. Defensively, had a couple fouls. He fouled a ton early in the first few games here, but I think he's starting to understand the verticality, keeping your hands straight up. But the size in there is really was awesome. So let me get to some of these comments here. Hurricanes 305 says huge bounce back win. Yeah, man. I think it was coming. I did not expect this team to beat Florida. I did not expect them to beat BYU. But I said it on the show this morning. Not only did I expect them to keep this within a few points, but you needed to come out of here with a win. You needed to get an early season non-conference win here, where you want to build upon it. Obviously, here you have Ole Miss coming up here next Tuesday at Ole Miss. So that will be another nice road test for Miami. If they can win that one, you have 2 quality non-conference wins. Obviously lost a couple tough ones against top 10 opponents here in Florida. And then last night in BYU, but you got to really be happy with how they performed tonight. Blue Green Street says, I watched the game live at Disney. Great performance. Hurricanes 305 says our rebounding and defense is going to allow us to be in any game this year. And I believe that, man. I think you're going to win a lot of games in the ACC where we may not have we only shot 10 threes tonight, 6 for 10 from 3, but efficient offensively, right? Getting to their spots, better from the free throw line tonight, 12 for 16. But I mean, look, 33 rebounds tonight. You out rebound Georgetown. They had 31. The turnovers you would like to cut back on. You had 15 of them, and you had a bunch of them there in the second half. But again, you were building towards this sort of game against a quality opponent, which is what Georgetown is. Canes Cat C305, appreciate you as always. Tudo says this is a top 25 team, going to be a grinded out team. Listen, man, I hope so. I would have 100%. If they would have beaten BYU or Florida, I would have said, hey, they've beaten the teams that they were supposed to beat. They put up 100 points multiple times here. I don't know that they're that yet, but this was a great performance. And Georgetown wasn't fully healthy. They were missing one of their better players tonight. Mrs. G says, beat Pitt tomorrow, fight the corruption. I feel very good about our chances to beat Pitt. The other part of it, fighting the corruption, that's unfortunately, I think it's out of our hands. We'll see what happens. Ole Miss took care of business today. Georgia Tech fought, but didn't get the job done against Georgia. So we'll see. I mean, I think you need a lot to happen. You have Texas and Texas A&M going on right now as well. So we'll see what happens there with football. But yeah, Kane and 850. I agree 100% with this, and I appreciate you bringing this up because this is what I was getting at a little while ago. He says they got to work on the full court press. Too much dribbling around. Agree, man. Make that decision quickly. If you're gonna take a dribble, pass, keep your head up. They were inviting that pressure. They were inviting the trap, right? The 2-man trap there. Which obviously, if you've played basketball or if you've coached basketball, you know that the trap is not something that you try to dribble through. So I agree with that 100%. I think that's which I have full confidence they'll be able to work through that. Jay Lucas, former point guard, and he wears his emotions on his sleeve. When you see him coaching on the sidelines, you see him jumping up and down. You see him getting frustrated at certain decisions in transition. You see him getting frustrated. So I expect this to be stuff they work through. But yeah, man, this was a fun game. I got to say, if you followed Canes basketball the last 2 years, I can't tell you a win. I got to really go back. They didn't win any games of significance last year. And then the year before that, things fell apart. So they had so many injuries. Is this the biggest win in 2 years? I mean, we keep using the biggest game in 20 years on the football side. I'm not saying this is the biggest game in 20 years, but is this the biggest win in 2 years in Canes basketball in terms of a quality opponent, out of conference, neutral site, and the other team didn't really have a chance. They really, I mean, Miami you really wore them down in this one. So to me, best win in a couple years in basketball. And this is not a guaranteed tournament team in terms of Georgetown, but they're working towards that. Ed Cooley, a lot of belief in what they are, what they're doing up there. And they've beaten, again, Maryland. They've beaten Clemson early in the season. Dante Allen, Kanan 850 says, Dante Allen's a dog, 100%. And he makes winning plays, man. You have to really watch the game to understand the impact that he has. But when he gets the ball and he's going downhill, he's drawing multiple people to him. He's able to either get to the cup, dish it, strong body, willing defender. Really a big fan of what Dante Allen has brought. Bobby Bauer says this was a big win, wasn't it? I mean, this is a big win. This is a big win. Early in the season, we don't know what Georgetown's going to be, but when I think this is a bubble sort of team. I think this is a 10-11 sort of seed Miami team. These are wins that you need. This one, hopefully, you go on the road now and look. Hopefully, Georgetown goes on and has a great season. We're big Hoya fans here moving forward for the rest of the year there. But you have Ole Miss on the road. Let me look at what Ole Miss is looking like this year, because I can't tell you. I know off the top of my head how strong they look. 5-2 Ole Miss. Let's see. Have they beaten or played anybody? They beat Memphis. They lost to Iowa, and they lost to Utah by 1 here. So 1-2 against quality opponents. Memphis, they beat them at home. Memphis does not look very good this year. Memphis is struggling. They've played some quality opponents, but Ole Miss would, again, you got to win quality opponents, non-conference, the same sort of thing we're looking at with football here. You got more teams in the equation, but yeah, I think we got to really try to win that one. 9:00 on Tuesday. So them Trick Daddy Kane says, praying we get a good post-game Pete tomorrow. I hope the same thing, my brother. I hope the same thing. I think I'll tell you this, man. I'm and the people that are closest to me in terms of my friends that I talk to outside of just the stuff I post publicly will tell you, like, I'm a pretty realistically negative person. Like, I will, and you guys see it sometimes in the podcast. In the last 5 to 7 years, I have been pretty negative to my friend groups, because I just, like, you know, I have not had a great sense, or I have not had a great feeling in terms of the locker room culture and stuff like that. But this team has been very different, and I've talked about it the last month or so. And we're talking about football now, by the way. If you're still here for the basketball podcast, I'm talking about football right now. That locker room has stuck together. I give the coordinators are calling the plays, but the position coaches, I give those guys a lot of credit for keeping that thing together. And you've had a lot of different guys in different position groups that have stepped up throughout the year. Young players, guys who have, you know, dealt with injuries, guys who have, I don't want to say dealt with hype, because hype is really created by people outside of them, but you have guys who have stuck with it, even though their number was not called early in the season. So the mindset, I think they're ready, man. I fully believe in that team going out there tomorrow. So I'm very excited about tomorrow. We'll see what happens, but yeah, feel great about that team tomorrow up at Pittsburgh. And I think this is what Mario's been building towards. We have no control over the playoff situation. Got to hope for some teams to lose. Got to hope for some stuff in the ACC. But I fully believe this team will make us proud Hurricane fans tomorrow. So hopefully this is not. Hopefully I'm not eating my words tomorrow on the post game show. But I'll tell you what, Jay Lucas's boys made us proud tonight. Wanted to shout out, as always, Aries Law PA guys, the proud sponsors here of Hurricanes basketball coverage here on Canes Insight. Check out AriesLawPA.com. Schedule your free consultation. And this is estate planning. So wills, trusts. This is not stuff we really like to talk about. It's not fun, but it's a necessity. Protect the people and assets you value most. Plan your future. Aries Law PA, AriesLawPA.com. Schedule your free consultation today. Experience you can trust. Appreciate everyone who hopped on with me tonight. Jay Lucas, baby. It's a Jay Lucas era. They fought, and they scratched, and they clawed, and they battled, and they got this one done. 12-point victory tonight for the Miami Hurricanes. And I think just a glimpse of things to come here. So they got Ole Miss on the road Tuesday, 9 p.m. We'll be dialed in. Canes fans, appreciate you joining me tonight. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Go Canes.